David is a civil rights attorney. He's also a former prosecutor. David, let's talk about qualified immunity. For folks who aren't familiar with the concept, I want to dig in just a little bit deeper, because based on some conversations I've had with lawmakers, conversations I've had with representatives from police unions, this seems to be the biggest of the sticking points, this qualified immunity. Explain how it's used legally and why so many people view it as a critical part of any legislation on policing.
Well, Craig, first and foremost, you're right. This is a sticking point. And to put it in context, let's explain it this way. In the trial of Derek Chauvin killing George Floyd, you have two different types of cases that were filed. You have a case that was filed against Derek Chauvin in criminal court. You also had a lawsuit against the city of Minneapolis. Qualified immunity applies to the lawsuit part of what happened here. And basically what it is it is a legal doctrine that shields the police from liability when they violate someone's constitutional rights. And I use the word doctrine because it's not in the Constitution. If you read every federal statute, you won't find any mention of qualified immunity. It is a concept that the Supreme Court has invented over time that has had a snowball effect to where it literally places police officers above the law. And the reason it's a sticking point is because people like myself who practice civil rights litigation are going to say there is no meaningful police reform unless you eliminate qualified immunity. And the Senate has made it clear, at least the Republicans in the Senate, that it's a deal breaker for them as far as police reform is concerned.
Yeah, and then qualified immunity was not part of Senator Tim Scott's bill that he introduced. David, let's turn to the guilty verdict here and what it means for Derek Chauvin. We got this new booking photo of the convicted murderer from the prison where he is now being housed. He's going to be sentenced in 8 weeks. He could still file an appeal. I wanted to get your take on this idea that Chauvin, his apparent smugness, not just in that photo, but in the courtroom, his demeanor did him no favors. What do you make of that idea? I mean, had he been or even appeared to be somewhat contrite, would that have helped him, or was the evidence of that video just too damning from the beginning?
Well, Craig, the evidence was overwhelming in this case. That's part of the reason why I think we have to have limited views of what this case means for the future of policing and these types of convictions. You rarely have evidence that's this strong. You rarely have a prosecution that is this committed to a conviction that pours these types of resources into a case. But with that being said, I can't tell you how many times I have underestimated the impact that a realization that what you did was wrong can have in a court of law. And it doesn't happen very often. I think there are two rules I've learned practicing law. One is, for whatever reason, moms don't turn on their boys. The other rule is people do not admit wrongdoing. But I do think that had Chauvin admitted wrongdoing and apologized for what he did, it might have had an impact on the jury. We're talking, though, about the difference between being convicted of murder versus manslaughter, in my opinion. Possibility
for appeals here, David. I mean, do you see some possible routes that his team could consider for an appeal?
Craig, this is like when people ask me whether or not you can be sued, and I'll say it's America, you can always be sued. Similarly, it's America, you can always find some way to appeal. So I think that the likelihood of an appeal is somewhere north of 100%. However, Judge Cahill got reversed early on in this case on the issue of whether or not Chauvin could lawfully be charged with third-degree murder. And since he was reversed, he was unusually cautious in every decision he made over the presentation of this trial. And so I think the likelihood of an appeal succeeding is almost non-existent.
David Henderson, we'll leave it there. Always appreciate your analysis, sir. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.